Here we go. Captain, he changed his name, he came back. Well, moreover, the Bible is written by many different authors. It doesn't matter, because simply the Bible is a book of books, you idiot. You are again son of Muta. The problem is that you have a book which is supposedly written by one author, yet this author contradicts himself. Change your name and come back. See, this is against you. Because if we have different author, as you are saying, and each one of them is saying something, well, they are different author. Otherwise, if we have one book, there's no need for the second person to write the same book. That would be stupid. As an example, if we have the book of Luke, and then the book of Luke is exactly the same as the book of John. So why John need to write a book the same as the book of Luke? Hey John, this is the same exact book of Luke, so why you are writing it again? Oh, okay, I like to do copy-paste. So Abdul, when we say we have 4 Gospels, that because Christianity is consistent for 4 individuals is reporting the same story, and everyone is giving you a dimension of the story. If you look at yourself, you have 4 dimensions. 1 in the front, 1 in the left, 1 in the right, and 1 in the behind. Each one who stand in a place, he see the same object, but he will see different side. The perfect dimension is 4 dimension, because we saw it from all direction. So the 4, they complete the story. They don't add to it, they don't take from it. They make it more understood and more explained and more, let us say, livable story. If I was next to Jesus when he was on the cross, let us say I was 20 meters away, but there's a person who was 10 meters away. That person who is 10 meters away, he will hear more what Jesus is saying than someone like me. So for me, I can say what I heard from people around me because their voice is loud to me, but I can't tell you what the one who was 20 or 50 meters away was saying. So this is your silliness. However, in your Quran, it says, Inna alayna jam'uhu wa Qur'anahu. It is on us to collect it and to put it as a book. But Allah, He did not collect the book. He did not gather the book. Who is the one who did that? Muhammadan. And then we find that the Quran of Uthman, none of you have it. The Quran of Muhammad, none of you have it. The Quran of Hafs, none of you have it. I mean, Muhammad, he says Allah, he sent him 7 Quran. None of them you have. You claim that you have recitation of a person who was 200 years after Muhammad. His name is Hafs. And then we go and take a look at Hafs. We found that the Muslims in their book, they say that he was a thief. And he was a fraud. What is your view about Buhaira writing the Quran? I don't believe that Buhaira, he wrote the Quran. I believe the one who wrote the Quran is Waraqa ibn Naufal. Unless you can provide me different evidence. If you remember in the hadith it says that when Waraqa he died, the inspiration of Allah is paused. Correct? Buhaira, he don't live in Mecca. So Muhammad, he needs somebody to supply him in the moment. On the time. There's no internet at that time to send messages, you know. So when Waraqa he died, Muhammad stopped receiving Quran and Muhammad tried to kill himself. You remember the hadith? Here you need to ask yourself, and even the hadith says that Waraqa was writing a Quran, was writing Injil in Arabic. That is the Quran. If we ask the Muslims what happened to this book, which Waraqa was writing, where'd it go? Is Waraqa is a deceiver? They will say no. Is Waraqa is a bad Christian? They will say no. Is Waraqa following the true God? They will say yes. So where is his book? Here you see that Waraqa, he became a Christian and he was writing the Injil. Read carefully. Who during the pre-Islamic period become a Christian and used to write an Arabic writing and used to write the gospel in Arabic. Do you see it? That is the Quran. And then when this guy he died, Muhammad stopped receiving messages from Allah. So what is the connection between his death and Quran? It's obvious. Right? Here you see that few days after Waraqa died and the divine inspiration was also paused for a while. A while means long time. And the Prophet becomes so sad. So we have heard that he intended several times to throw himself from the top of the high mountains. Here again, this is confirmed that Muhammad is so desperate. He lost hope. He didn't know what to do. The guy was giving him Quran is dead. To the point he tried to kill himself. So for me, I believe that Waraqa is more convincing to be the one behind Muhammad, and I believe actually Waraqa is the real father of Muhammad. Can you give that which says we have not sent any spirit, this verse, to prove Muhammad is a false prophet? I'm not sure what you mean. We have not sent any spirit. I'm not sure what you are trying to say. You have to make it more clear, my friend. Do we have any Abdul want to say anything? Tabari Tafsir, Muslim, they say this one is a true tafsir. Well, if they say this is a true tafsir, that's wonderful, because the Tabari will expose all of Islam. You see, if you go to the books of tafsir, like in this website here, at tafsir.com, this is the Jordanian government website. So if you go and click here at books, you will find a long list, you know, really huge list. And you will find the date of those lists. Like as an example here, this is 150 after Muhammad announced himself doing hijrah or immigrating. This is the calendar of the Muslims. So the more earlier it is, the more truthful it is. So when the Muslim, they say, we accept this guy as long it is earlier, no problem. That's wonderful. Because at that time, the Muslim did not need to compromise like today. To say, oh, it doesn't say beat the women. Oh, it doesn't say, etc. You know what I mean? So they were like, at that time, in their glorious gang time, killing everybody, occupying land. So they have no reason to compromise in their books. So books who can explain Islam is books which is very early in Islam, can be considered more truthful than other books who came, like Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir, he came 800 years of Muhammad, after Muhammad. That's mean 1,400 years after Jesus. You know what I mean? So this guy is pretty new compared to the rest. So his translation to fit with that time, or to say his interpretation to fit with that time. So they compromise. So the earth is not flat no more. The sun is not going in muddy water no more, etc. right? So here you see the date of every interpretation, and the more it is, the number is small, the more it is better. So now At-Tabari is a 310, which means 310 after Muhammad claiming to be a messenger. But this is not the earliest, but this is one of the earliest. So for me, no problem. Actually, I changed the Muslim to say we agree with this. At-Tabari is very good for me. No problem. Right? Do we have any Abdul? We don't call, we talk face to face like real man. Yeah, well, obviously you are a donkey because you are in the internet. And as long as you do face to face, why you don't go to Israel to face to face? The Jews are waiting for you, potato. Don't you want to get Jerusalem back? Face to face? You're a potato. What happened to face to face? Face to face in YouTube only? In YouTube you want to do face to face? You're in YouTube, you idiot. You're in YouTube, I am in YouTube, I want to debate face to face. Stupid, he is desperate, stupid people. We need face to face, we do not need face to face. Who care? I am here destroying your God. Do something about it. We don't need face to face. Okay, don't do it then. Who care? If you want to debate me face to face or ass to ass, you are a donkey. Like if you can, so I cannot do, but I cannot do good if it's in the internet. So you will do good in the face to face. Trust me, you will do pee-pee when you see my face. I look scary. If I go fishing, I look at the ocean, the fish die. Unbelievable. I go in the elevator, I say hello, nobody answer. I scared the hell of everybody. Good morning, nobody answer. Like hello. By the way, I'm your neighbor, and nobody answer. Everybody's head is down, like okay. You know, and they are breathing heavy. Face to face, what face to face would do? We don't want to go there. You think someone like you can intimidate someone like me? Face to face? You will do pee-pee. Potato. When the Christians, they come to Muhammad and they want to debate him face to face, do you know what Muhammad did? They spent the whole day talking to him. Answer us. Okay, give us an answer. He refused to talk. And then second day he said to them, those who say Allah, he told me to tell you this. Okay, what do you know? Okay. He said, Allah, he said to me, if they have dispute to you about this topic again, which is about Jesus, tell them, bring your wives, I bring my wives, bring your children, I bring my children, and let us ask Allah to curse the one is lying. This is how a Muslim did debate. Are you better than your prophet? Your prophet is a potato. He could not refute the Christians. The Christian party, take your microphone. May Allah cut my nose if I'm lying. Christian Prince, your turn. May Allah cut my beard if I'm lying. Hey, Christian Prince, that's not fair. I said cut my nose. You said cut my beard. I mean, Abdul, if he can cut my beards, my beard, he can cut my nose too. Don't worry. But he can cut nothing. You still have your nose there, and I still have my beard here. And look how stupid this logic is. So Allah will not curse you unless you ask him to curse you if you are lying. Is that right? So I can lie all day long as long as I'm not asking Allah to curse me. If I am lying, he will not curse me. It's like saying, I'm going to rape women and Allah will not punish me unless I ask him to punish me. What the heck? Your prophet, he have no IQ at all. Not only he have a low IQ. You remember the guy he called us before and he says, the reason the angels, they are They did a surgery for a prophet, and they installed a wisdom in his chest because they are improving his IQ. You remember it? It's the, you people download it. They are improving his IQ. Okay. Can you give me some point to prove that Muhammad is a false prophet? My friend, a prophet is somebody make a prophecy, correct? Okay. Ask the Muslims, where is the prophecy in the Quran which come true? They will try to give you something from the hadith, even those we get them busted. As an example, there's a chapter in the Quran, it's called the chapter of Al-Kafirun, which means the chapter of the Kuffar. Muhammad is said to the people of Quraysh, I believe not in what you believe, and you will not believe in what you believe, and I will not believe in what you believe, and I believe, and I will not believe, and I believe, which means, I believe not in what you believe, and you will not worship what I worship, and I will not worship what you worship, because you have your God, I have my God. Later, they convert to Islam. But he just told them, you will not worship what I worship, and I will never worship what you worship, and you will never worship what I worship, because you have your religion, I have mine. But later, they became Muslims. You see why I say stupid? See how easy to get him busted? He told them, you will never. And later, all of them, they became Muslims. So how he is a prophet? By the way, I used to be a prophet before. I will tell you how I was a prophet. As an example, I am the only one who predicted that millions of women, they will have their period every month. Don't tell me, please, how I know that. I mean, it's inspiration. I'm telling you, it's a true story. So when those Abdul, they say, Muhammad is a prophet. Well, a prophet is a prophet who make a prophecy. We look at your prophecy, we laugh. We find that there's no prophecy in the prophecy except the opposite. Muhammad is said that the judgment day is very near and the moon split, which means the judgment day started. The moon split is a sign of a judgment day starting. That's it. I mean, how bigger it is from splitting the moon. But look, the moon is still there and it's not a split. Did Allah glue it back? Prophecy about gold mine. Yeah, Muhammad, he's not the gold mine actually. He said there is a mountain under the river of Euphrates. And this is very soon. And that was 1400 years ago. Read carefully. This is a prophecy. Muhammad, he says, would soon uncover a mountain of gold. Very soon. Would you like to debate Indonesian minister? I would like to debate Indonesian president too. Who cares? Don't tell me what you do. All of them, they are welcome. That would be fun, actually. Sure. Indonesian minister, Indonesia, who cares? You see, titles mean nothing. We debate the human being, not his title. Right? People are people. So what if he's a minister, he have a different brain? He might be more stupid than the rest. How the Muslims explain that Quran says no prophethood comes from except from Abraham and Isaac line? Well, they cannot explain anything. I mean, when you say they explain, let us say they answer that. If we go to the verse, the one you are talking about, you will find that the verse saying clearly that we made the lineage of a prophethood from Abraham, and it's mentioned his children Isaac and Jacob. Doesn't mention Ishmael. How they can answer it? They will say there's other verse saying that Ishmael is a prophet, but doesn't say from his seed will be a prophet. Here it says, and we bestowed on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and we ordained among his offspring prophethood. So he mentioned clearly the names. And then he mentioned names of the prophets will come from Isaac and Jacob. Who is Imam al-Mahdi? If I tell you really who is Imam al-Mahdi, you will laugh. Okay. Do you know, for sure we know Peter, right? Peter. If I tell you that the madness of Muslims goes so far to the point they say that al-Mahdi is the grandson of disciple Peter. It's hard to believe, right? Usually I don't talk about those things because this is a complicated topic. But according to the stupidity of this cult, that Peter, he is the grandfather of al-Mahdi. And now this is the bent in which sect we are talking about. So this is the Shia. The Shia, they say that the disciple of Christ, Peter, he is the grandfather of al-Mahdi, which means the Mahdi is descendant from Peter. Maybe we can make a special topic about this to cover it. And then we can show the reference and the books. But it's hard to believe. I mean, it's not only hard to believe. I mean, like, it's so stupid. I mean, Peter. Hey, don't use the bad word in front of the name of Peter. Do you want me to block you? Are you stupid or what? Clean your nose. Clean your mouth. Don't use the F word. So, you know, the more you read Islamic books, the more you learn, the more you notice how crazy this cult is. So you might be shocked when you hear it. You know, there's many things I don't share really, because there's no, I mean, I focus in what is making things easy, and it is necessary to learn to defeat Islam. There's other things which is not really the major interest. I don't really talk about. The one who fixed the Arabic grammar, his name is Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali, and he is a Persian. You can search on Google, who is the one who did the Arabic grammar, you will find his name in English. Search. Well, there's a million things we can talk about Islam. We never mention here. But as you see, you have to give me a reason to talk about it. You see, a knowledge of a man will appear when the reason come. You know what I mean? So, usually we speak about certain things, as I said, because it is what I need to arm the Christian with, for it is everyday topic. Al-Mahdi is not really important for me. Because, you know, I mean, he's not even Muhammad, so what I would talk about, you know. But obviously, there's tons of fiction stories about such a person, and, you know, the Muslims are so desperate to try to find, let us say, a special man. When Islam took Christ from their life, those people who've been forced to convert to Islam, they are trying to find a new Christ. So you will find that in Islam there is a 12 Imam. Jesus have a 12 disciple. Muhammad, he says, take the Quran from 4. We find that we have a 4 gospel. And we have 4 disciples wrote the gospel. We find that Muhammad, he used the number 7 and the number 70. This is Jesus' words. So, Islam is a counterfeit, false copy of Christianity mixed with other belief. All right? So we can go really far in topic, which will drive you crazy about things the Muslims they believe in. But if there is no reason, I don't talk about. Like, you know, when I spoke about, you remember when we spoke about the Shia, they believe if you wear black shoes, you cannot have sex, your private part will not function. Why I talk about it? Because a Shia called me and he said, well, we are Shia, we don't believe in this garbage of the Muslim Sunni. So I right away, I got him busted. Okay, let us talk about the Shia. But if you notice, always we focus in the Sunni. So Al-Bukhari, those things are Sunni. But because the Shia is not the one who debate us, so we don't open their books. So Shia, they get excited. They thought, oh, okay, Christian Prince is getting the Muslim Sunni busted. But the second they come near me, then we open their yellow pages and they will be sorry. As an example, Al-Mahdi is a person when he fell in his ass, he say Alhamdulillah and he don't fart. Like, what? He don't fart. Al-Mahdi, he don't pee. He don't do poo-poo. Al-Mahdi, his mother, she gave birth to him from her thigh, not from her vagina. I mean, Shia, they have a lot more crazy than the Sunni. Like, if you look at your wife anus when you are having sex, your son will be a homosexual. Other hadith says, if you look at your wife anus when you are having sex, your son will be dumb and mute. This is what Shia believe. Watermelon, if she is sweet, she is Shia. If she is bitter, she is Sunni. According to Shia, every single Muslim Sunni is a homosexual. Why? Because Shaitan, when a Muslim Sunni is born, Shaitan, he put his finger in his anus. So if you don't give me a reason to talk about those things, I mean, it's endless. Why want to talk about it? Right? Which hadith that Sunni and Shia accept? You see, both of them, they accept the same hadith, but depend in the agenda. So you will see a Muslim Shia quoting Al-Bukhari if that hadith support his belief. Vice versa. See the hypocrisy? So they say to you, we don't accept Al-Bukhari unless the hadith is supporting their belief. Actually, if you remember a few months ago, I posted a video, I did not keep it for long, about a Muslim Shia sheikh. He was saying, he was explaining to you why the Muslim Sunni are homosexual. Why? Because Shaitan, he put his finger in their anus. Let me see if I can find it. Well, maybe I will find it only in Arabic. Let us see. I don't know if I can find it really, but we will try. Let us see. Let's see. Yeah, I cannot find the video. Anyway, I'm sure many of you, they have it already. You will see how it is explained, how Shaitan, he put his fingers in the Muslim. So there's millions of stories. All of them, they are funny. As an example, like the grandson of Muhammad, he speaks 70 or 80 million languages. How he speaks those languages, don't ask.